Hey guys, how's it going? Virt here again. I've got a little update for you on the last video that I put out. The YouTube user TheHeroinWolf suggested that I make a video showcasing exactly how each individual part of this works because the final machine is a pretty compact thing and it's kind of hard to understand how each individual part is working. So for the first step of that, I've made this blue bit here, and it may seem like I've included two bits that I should showcase individually, but you'll see why they go together in a second. This part's very simple, and then this is simply the double piston extender. So I flip the lever, there's a short delay, and then that happens, but when I turn it off, everything goes down immediately. And the reason that that works over here is because you'll see that this is on. When this turns off, this part will still be powering it, and that will be when this gets power. So this has to go its 4-tick delay, this has to go its 1-tick delay to get off, and then this has to go its 2-tick delay to turn off. And then this wire will turn off, but it'll turn on instantly because all that has to power it is this first one. So you'll see that it has to wait a second to turn off, but it turns on instantly. And the double piston extender is pretty simple. All it has to do is, first this piston will pull down, this will pull down the block, and then this will pull down this piston, and then this one goes up and down to pull the block down, which you can see if you look here. It's pretty fast, but that's how it's going on. And takes a while to turn on, turns off instantly. And the reason that is because in the final design, it's snowing again. Hold on a second. Dang it. Oh well. What was I talking about? This here, in the final design, is going to be powered when it's in the regular block state, because this will be equal with the floor. So the reason it takes a while to turn on is because the while to go up from a closed state is because that has to come down, this block has to be switched, and then it has to go up. So that's what the delay is for there. And it comes down instantly because it has to come down before the block is switched. So now that we've done the blue circuit explanation, we're going to go on to the pink circuit. And I'm also going to figure out how to stop this snow. Okay, now this is the bare bones of the pink circuit. This is how the block switcher works. This design I pretty much made myself out of necessity. I know there's other ones, but there weren't any that I could find that A, worked like this, from an angle like that, and B, the reason I called it a non-dependent block switcher in the video was because it seems that most block switchers like this, in order to be compact, rely on power going through one of the blocks that gets switched. Now with glowstone not accepting power, that makes a lot of those light switch block switchers out there not very viable. So I had to sort of make my own for this, which was not very difficult at all. Now the way this works is the same sort of thing you saw above. This block is powered by the redstone that's powered by this repeater, and also by this repeater. When it turns off, this one will turn off immediately, but this torch will not turn on yet. It won't invert the power yet because this will still be on for a split second. So that means that, but when I turn this back on, this will turn on immediately and the torch will turn off. So that means this torch takes a second to turn on, but it turns off instantly, which gives time for the other one. Before this torch turns on, it gives this one time to pull that back, and then this goes on. And you've got the exact same deal over here. It's the same thing. It'll pull back instantly so that this one can go, but it'll wait a second to go forward so that this one can pull back. And I've just put a torch on this end to invert the signal, so they're doing different things at different times, and to compensate for that, you just add a repeater there in order to give the same delay. And so I'll just show you how that works real quick. Pretty simple. And the thing in the pink circuit, this thing here, just pretty much does the same thing that part of the blue circuit that we saw earlier does, and that these things do. This turns on very quickly because this is only a 2-tick delay until it goes on, but it's a 6-tick delay for it to turn off. You'll be able to see that right here. It turns on instantly, but it's kind of a delay before it's able to turn off. And so that further controls how this block switching system works, because when you have to turn it on, or when the piston thing pulls down, it's going to have to pull a block down, then get switched, and then push it back up twice. And that's going to be pretty quick. That's why there's only a 2-tick delay. But in order to switch the block of the piston when it goes from its full position down, it needs to pull down, then get switched, then push this back up. So that's why there's a slightly longer 6-tick delay for when it does that. I hope that makes sense. Now I'm going to go build the blue circuit there. It snows so much here, seriously. Like, every time I want to start a video, it starts to snow. I figured out how to stop that, by the way. You actually do the regular rain command, and it fixes it. Which I guess makes sense, because it sort of registers as rain. Anyway, time to build the dark blue circuit. So, here's the blue circuit. And the blue circuit is probably the simplest of all of them. But here's the way that it works. You can see that it's sort of the same thing that we did with this pink bit and with this blue bit here. The way it works is when this lever is pulled, this will turn on instantly. And the reason for that, the timing on this one's very complicated, but this block goes on in the pink one. This goes on after a 1-tick delay, goes through this block, and then this goes on after another tick delay. So that's a 2-tick delay total to turn this on, and then a 3rd-tick delay for this. And what you can see happens when it does that, because right now this piston is extended because this wire's on. And when the reason that this has to turn on so quickly, just a 2-tick delay, is because that piston has to turn off right away and pull down. When you saw that when you saw this hole open up, that was because this piston pulled down, and then the block was switched, and then the double piston extender went up. Now it needs to take a longer time to go up because it has to wait for the double piston extender to go all the way down. Actually, it's probably easier to show you right here. It has to wait for the double piston extender to go all the way down, and then for the block to get switched, and then this will go up. Which is why we have, for this, we feed the input in from over here. And the way that this works is there will be a 1-tick, 2-tick, 6-tick delay, and then an additional 6-tick delay. And I think, theoretically, you could do it like this, which would be one. So you'd need a total of 12 ticks. You could not actually do it with only 2 repeaters. So you actually do need all this fed in. I tried so many times to make this so that it didn't require an input from all the way over there and take up this much space. But like you just saw, that's really not possible because you do need a total of 12 ticks, which is 1.2 seconds, in order to allow the whole thing to be pulled down and the block to be switched. Yep. And see, I started to build it over there, but then I realized I could just show you guys right here. So, TheHeroinWolf, I hope this helped you out in understanding how exactly this works. I didn't quite build everything all by itself. I did build the double piston extender and the block switcher out on their lonesome, but I hope that this made the machine a little bit more comprehensive for you. You're right, it is a pretty compact design, which I think is good. I do like having designs extremely compact, especially for something like this, where the redstone could go everywhere. It's definitely always very good to have a nice compact design for when you're implementing this in your Minecraft creations. So thanks for watching, everyone who is. Thank you for subscribing, those who have. It really does mean a lot. And leave a comment if you have any feedback. Bye now.